through part VE. Okay, now we're going through part E, which says that we have V of R being equal to 1 plus R minus 4 root R all over R. Not even a problem. Let's go ahead and let's get this. So first of all, we know that for us to differentiate, we should never have roots. So this is going to be equal to 1 plus R minus 4 R to the power of half all over R. Never try to cancel R like this. It's impossible. It's illegal. You have to factor out an R at the top for you to do that, which we can't in this case because 1 doesn't have an R and there's an R to the power of half, which is not an R. Either way, let's go for it. So now that we have it like this, we can now differentiate, okay? This is going to be, we have this as our U, we have this as our V, and this is our high, and this is our low, okay? So remember that we are going to say that we are saying V of R, we've put that V of R is equal to this, so we can say let U be equal to the top, which is 1 plus R minus 4 R to the power of half, and V will be equal to the bottom, which is just an R. Now we say, what is U prime? The derivative of the top, which is U prime, is the derivative of 1 is 0, the derivative of R is 1, minus the derivative of 4R to the power of half. You drop the power, so it's 4 times half. You can do that. 4 times half is like saying 4 divided by 2, you get a 2. Then R is now to the power of half minus 1. You say open bracket 1 over 2, close bracket minus 1. You should get negative half. Then the derivative of V prime is going to be, the derivative of R is just a 1. Okay? Then now we are going to say, now that we have our V of R. So we can say V prime of R is now going to be low, which is V d high U prime, minus high U d low V prime over square the bottom, which is V squared. That is going to be low. What is my V? It's R. U prime is 1 minus 2R to the power of negative half. Okay? That's U prime. And it's going to be minus, we do this, then it's U, which is high, that is, okay, so it's going to be, let's say, low, which is V, right? So I'm going to rewrite it, R multiplying, V is, yes, the low, which is R, multiplying the derivative of the top, which is U prime, which is 1 minus 2R to the negative half, minus high, I put a big bracket now, which is going to be high, 1 plus R minus 4R to the half. This is multiplying the derivative of the bottom, which is d low, which is just a 1. And it's going to be O over U square the bottom, which is R squared. Now, what are we going to get now? We just have to simplify. Oh, that's all we got to do now. So this is going to be, we have R times 1 is going to be R minus 2 is there. R to the power of 1 times R to the power of negative half. You add. So it's going to be 1 minus half. You get positive half. Okay, and that's the power of R. So it's R to the positive half. Okay. Remember, you add the powers of R. Then now you're going to say minus this whole thing. We say 1 times 1 is 1 plus 1 times R is R minus 4R to the power of half. Anything when you multiply by 1, it comes back as it is. And it's over R squared. We simplify. This is going to be equal to R minus 2R to the power of half minus 1, because minus of 1. Then minus of an R. Then minus becomes plus 4R to the power of half. And it's going to be O over R squared. Now, what are we going to end up having? We're going to end up having now R and minus R will cancel. Then we end up having negative 2R to the power of half plus 4R to the power of half. You add the coefficient. So it's 4 minus 2. You get a 2 of what? Of R to the half. Then minus 1 is still there. O divided by R squared. Okay? And we can simplify this at the end to now be 2 root R, because R to the power of half is root R minus 1 O over R squared. And this is going to be the final solution. And this would have been our V prime. So you can just write to say V prime of R is going to be equal to 2 root R minus 1 all over R squared. And we are done. And we go to the next, which is F, and we see what's up.